Hello, this is Christopher Ruspe from Applied Financial Wisdom, and I'm coming to you at the end of the day as a comprehensive financial planner, which I've been doing for 32 years. I'm excited to say that it's back to school time, which is every parent's favorite day of the year, when they get to put those kids on the bus and send them away for a few precious hours of sanity. We're going to be starting a back to school series videos. There's going to be 3 videos in their entirety, and the first video is going to be about college savings plans. The second video is going to be about mentoring your young student, about financial principles, and the third is going to be filling out the financial aid form, more from a parent perspective than a practitioner. So make sure to subscribe, and so that you get the notifications on the future videos, and definitely send it around and share it. We're trying to help as many people as possible so that they can help defray the cost of college. So back to school, college savings plans. The easiest and best way to save for college these days is a college 529 savings plan or a college 529 prepaid tuition plan. Now, I'll take the prepaid tuition plan first. The prepaid tuition plan, you're essentially signing a contract with an educational institution that you're going to give them X amount of money today, and then in return, they're going to guarantee you admission to that institution or an equivalent institution when your child is ready to go to college. The prepaid tuition plan it works really well for people who have trouble saving and need a bill in order to encourage them to put money away. Now, if you believe that education is going to inflate substantially faster than the financial markets, which is unlikely, then you would also possibly want to use a prepaid savings plan. The prepaid tuition plan. Now, on the prepaid savings plan, that's like an IRA or 401k, but it's specifically meant for college. What you can do is you can contribute money into an account for a beneficiary, and the money then grows tax deferred, so it's not subject to current taxes. And then if you withdraw the money for eligible expenses, it actually comes out income tax free as well. Eligible expenses are pretty lenient. It's obviously tuition and anything that relates to tuition, like a laptop purchase, books, anything like that. The 529 plan is really, really nice because it allows a large contribution, and it's quite flexible, and it has great tax benefits. Now, one of the other nice things about the 529 plan, the savings plan, is that you can cancel it if you get into financial distress. And a lot of times in life, in financial planning life, that's not possible. So in other words, if you're trying to do some Medicaid planning, you're trying to get on Medicaid so the government will pay for you to stay in assisted living, something like that, you have to give your money away with no strings attached, and you can't get it back. But with a 529 plan, you can put money into a 529 plan, and it's considered a completed gift from a legal perspective. But let's say something happens. Let's say you get into a traumatic car accident, you suffer a brain injury, and now you're disabled the rest of your life, and you need that money. You can actually pull the money back, and that is permissible. So they're very, very flexible as financial planning tools. The prepaid tuition plan, just to summarize the prepaid tuition plan, you're not really stuck with one institution, okay? You can apply that tuition to multiple institutions, and you're also not stuck to just using a college in your own state. So they are flexible. That's a misconception a lot of times. And so that's a prepaid tuition plan. Again, it works best for people who have trouble saving money. And the prepaid savings plan is similar to an IRA, and that's where you're making contributions. Now, the contributions are not a tax deduction, but the money does grow tax deferred and tax free if it's used for the right types of purchases. A couple other real interesting things. Let's say your child, well, let's take three scenarios. Number one, the child gets a full scholarship. You can take an equivalent amount of money out of a 529 plan of what the scholarship is worth without penalty. The other thing is if your child goes in the military and has a GI Bill, then you'd be able to withdraw an equivalent amount of money to what the GI Bill is worth without penalty. The other option is, let's say your child doesn't go to college. Well, in that case, you can just change the beneficiary to maybe one of your other children or your grandchildren, and you can just make it a college account for someone else. You could go back to school and get a PhD or take some art classes. You can make yourself a beneficiary. So they're really quite flexible. Let's see, there was one other thing I was thinking about. Oh, with the 529s, there is no required minimum distribution. These things can go on for decades. Now, that's really, really flexible, because when you think about how much money you can put in one, if you do have a surplus, which not very many people do after they pay for college, but if you do have a surplus, you can leave that money in there to grow for future generations, all tax deferred, so no current taxes, and coming out tax free. At least that's what the laws are now. So as always, I wish you a happy day, a successful day, a healthy day, and make sure you go ahead and look for my next video in this educational back to school series. And for those people who are shipping their kids off on Monday, congratulations, you made it through the COVID period. I don't know how you did it. I'm glad it wasn't me, but you made it, and I'm sure you're going to be crying tears of gratitude when you put those kids on the school bus on Monday. And so until the next time, this is Chris Ruspe. Talk to you soon.